How to delegate when you do not have a staff. This could be crucial because it's something we hear a lot. And everyone thinks, oh yeah, outsourcing, delegating, building up, getting people, building a team. I can remember how annoying, how frustrating it was hearing about that. I didn't have any money and I didn't have enough work to do that. And all everyone says is build a team, outsource this. So how do you do it? Well, let's start with one. Oh, hang on, let's just back up a bit, because I forgot to say, my name's John Butt. This is the Marketing for Owners podcast. Yes, you know that, I know. But you may find episodes like this is 667. You can find this video, because I'm down by the river again, in South Surrey, or near Crescent Beach, which is kind of near White Rock, in South Surrey in British Columbia, just on the edge of Vancouver, Canada. It's lovely. So, what do I do? Well, I sell fire safety gear and things like that. But I've been what I think you'd describe as successful, very successful online. By the way, personally, I don't think anyone can tell you whether you're successful or not. Only you can decide whether you're successful, because no one knows what success looks like to you. But for me, success is being happy, being able to do what you do, what you want to do, when you want to do it, and from wherever you want to do it from. There's always something better, there's always something to get, but hey, it's pretty good, and I've got that. We sell quite a bit online, and over the years I found what works. It's systemized. I mean, my business is in the UK. It's a warehouse. We ship everything out next day. Got lots of stuff going on. I'm not even there. How cool is that? So that's what I'm trying to help with. I'm trying to show you how, if you build your business in the right way, you don't have to be overworked, because being overworked is awful. And almost every small business owner that I meet is overworked. In fact, most of them, a lot of the online stuff tries to convince you that you're actually an entrepreneur. And in most cases, you're not. You're just a small business person. You're self-employed, or you've got a little business. You don't want to be an entrepreneur. You don't want to go for it. You don't want to be Richard Branson, and you can't even relate. But you're going to work all hours. You're going to think it's normal, and much of what you do for work, you don't even realize is work. So I want to help you. Oh gosh, that's some kind of yellow bird flying past. That's really cool. It's over there. Anyway, sorry, getting distracted. So this is crucial, because to try and outsource, to try and get other people to take some of the workload off you is essential. You do not have to build a big company, but I can assure you, if you are doing your admin task, if you're opening the post, if you're going down the bank, if you're doing your own books, you're wasting your time, my friend. It is not good. And you're saying, but it only takes me 5 minutes. It doesn't. It interrupts your flow. You cannot do something, then go and stop that entirely, start to do something else, and then go straight back into the flow. You know, when you're in the middle of something, you're in the flow, and time flies. You didn't even realize. You say at the end, oh, hasn't time flown? That's good work. You are better off doing the stuff that makes you money in that time, not something that you could hire someone to do for a few quid. So let me cover this. One, you might say about dreams, and this is a quote from somebody, I don't know who said this, but if your dream does not require a team, your dream is not big enough. Now, that is true for a lot of us, but I'm not entirely convinced. You don't have to build a big company. Let me give you permission. Don't listen to them. Don't be pressured. You don't have to build a big one. But that doesn't mean that you can't not make loads of money and have an easy working life. So another thing is, back in the days, I was trying to figure out how I could get by until I could afford an assistant and begin to build a team. And this is where this comes from. But also, I've got to give the nod to Michael Hyatt. There's a lot of this from Michael Hyatt as well. He did a great podcast quite a while ago on it. And there's a lot of information from him because he puts it so well. And I'm just going to say, you might be thinking, oh, who's Michael Hyatt? How do I find him? And I'm going to start getting strict with this stuff. If you cannot figure out how to find a guy called Michael Hyatt online, if you need me to tell you where his website is or whatever, you're going to fail. I'm sorry, you're going to fail. You're not going to get anywhere because you haven't even tried. Think of the obvious place to search for anything. Start there. I'm trying to help you help yourself. I'm not being cruel. This is not tough. Is this tough love? No. Let's put some effort in, please. Please. Anyway, back to this. Right. So, first of all, the first thing is you need to get stuff off your plate. Okay. So, think of Michael, in fact, referred to this. Think of triage, right? In triage, you know, on a battlefront and in hospitals, it's not quite. This is more battlefront, but nurses triage patients. They look at the people who are definitely going to die and they don't bother with them. They look at the ones who are definitely going to survive. They don't bother with them. They look at the ones in the middle, and those are the ones they work on first because they want to keep them alive, put them into a position where they're definitely going to live. And the same with your to-dos. Just bear with me. In your to-do list, a lot of that stuff does not need to be done right now. Right? You have not got time. If you worked Saturday and Sunday, at the end of Sunday with your to-dos, you'd still have stuff to do before when you finish, you'd still have more to do. You say, I'll get it done tomorrow. So your to-dos will never run out, no matter how good you are. So you've got to get this into your head. You've got to do something about it. So pick the stuff that's going to earn you money, right? I want you to think 80-20. 80% of your time spent doing stuff that's going to earn you money. The other 20% doing other stuff. Because if you earn money, you can then afford to pay people to do these other bits for you. Cool, eh? Right. Avoid busy work. Avoid time suckers. Oh, there are people out there. They're just jobs that will just keep you busy. You don't need to do it. They generally involve things you are not that good at doing. And when I say not that good at doing, that you're not trained, you have to train yourself. For instance, initially setting up, say, autoresponders, learning all that, learning MailChimp or Aweber, when there are people out there, you'd have to pay them, but they could get it done in an hour. Things that take you all day, once you've learned, and even when it took you all day, you're not that good at doing it because you're still learning. Editing videos. Why edit videos? Why? You got to learn if you've never done it before. People tell you it's easy. Just learn this. Here's a course. Why? Why bother? Don't waste your time. This is busy work. I think this is what we call it. It's just not worth the effort, honestly. So just do things that you'd call essential revenue earning only. That's what I'd say. Oh, that's a pretty good. So use that as the definer, essential revenue earning. Yeah, you're following. Good. How about email? Email is a killer, obviously. Email is the death of all businesses. It doesn't need to be like that. Are you using Gmail? Have you ever tried it? Are you thinking, no, I'm not? Try it. Gmail has filters. It has canned responses. You can filter. I mean, again, Michael suggests, so for instance, if you've got to sort through your emails and forward the certain ones that are to do with your accounts onto your bookkeeper, you can actually set up a filter that automatically forwards those to someone who does your books. Cuts out the middleman. There are ways of doing this. How about answering voicemails? How about look for a service that does, instead of answering, listening to them all, look for a service that does voice to text or voice to email. Then, how about asking people for help? Really, ask for volunteers. You will have a lot of fans, a lot of friends, a lot of who knows what. Ask them for help. You'll be shocked how many people. Then, how about part-time virtual assistants? Now you know the bit where you're thinking you can't afford all that kind of stuff. You can't afford it. Well, there are companies out there. If you just use Google, search for part-time virtual assistants or part-time VAs. You do not have to hire people full-time. There are people who do this for a living. There are businesses who will make people available to you 3 hours a week, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week. You can up, down, up, and they are at a lower cost than hiring yourself, because you don't have to pay them holidays and all that stuff, and easy in, easy out contracts, all that kind of stuff. Ways of doing things. Remember, another trick to this, work out your true hourly earnings. Actually work out the profit, divide it by the number of hours you work, and you'll find whether you're earning, say, £100 an hour, £50 an hour, £10 an hour, who knows? Because those three, 100, 50, £10 an hour, equate to £200,000 a year, £100,000 a year, £20,000 a year. Right. If you're earning a big amount of money, there will be people that can do things for you for a lot less, and then you can earn more money. And just allow yourself to say no. Why have I picked a very busy part here? But anyway, that's it for today. I'm just going to give you a toolbox tip, which is called hunter.io, where you find email addresses. Sorry. You and your big boat. Right. Right, sorry, it was just at the end. I'm just getting out of the way so I don't get my head knocked off by a rowing boat. Thank you. This is all good fun. Get the timing right. Anyway, Hunter.io. Just to let you know, if you can't find emails for someone, they got a free service. Just try it. It starts off with it shows you how you can find people's email addresses, and then you can contact them and get leads and stuff like that. Anyway, you'll figure it out. Great, eh? Don't forget tomorrow, expert interview series. It's a guy called Connor Gillivan. Very, very interesting. I'll be back the day after.